It's a long day. Sometimes.
You sure it's not good about that?
Well, well, that's pretty. Still there? If I run the clock sometime.
Leave it in my pickup.
Yeah.
I heard about this morning, Mom called me.
We'll call tonight's meeting of Lloyd City Council to order. Mandy, would you take a roll call, please?
Bob Richard,
Yes.
Kent Miller,
Present.
Rick Brown,
Yep.
Tony Gingler,
Yes.
Matt Audie,
Here.
Lloyd Luttrell, Robert Peterson.
Here.
Thank you. If you'd stand with me for the invocation of Pledge of Allegiance. Heavenly Father, we thank you for allowing us to gather this evening to transact the business of our city. Give us the wisdom to make the proper decisions that will be best for our community. Thank you for this wonderful moisture that we've received in the last 24 hours and that is yet to come. We want you to put your hand on the people that will be traveling next week for the Thanksgiving holidays so they can spend time with their family. Be with our members of the armed forces as they protect us here and across the world. And be with our local law enforcement officers also through these times. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Peterson, would you like to go first this evening?
Thank you, Mayor, I appreciate that. At this time, I'm gonna stand up. If you notice, the room's filled up with a lot of gentlemen and ladies. These gentlemen that are here, I request them to be here tonight. They served in the military, they put the uniform on, they took time out of their life to protect the United States. They give us our choices of freedom of speech, freedom to vote, and also freedom of the press. And I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, and these guys here say the same. Thank you for serving our country and service us, and also helping to make this community what it is today. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. I want to echo what Bob says. I appreciate personally the service you guys provided to our country. It's a big sacrifice, not only for what you did, but your families and the times that you were gone. And you can never say enough, I think, good things about what our veterans have done. My father was a Korean War veteran, and so I grew up in a house with a veteran, and then so it's always been special to me too. And again, thank you, thank you, thank you. Tony.
Nothing at this time.
Just to keep our thoughts with the people in France. Want to thank Glenn. He gave a presentation at Rotary Day that was very interesting. So it's always good to keep people up to speed.
Sure. Mr. Brown?
I'd like to thank the vets for the parade and also the good meal you guys serve down there. You guys do a lot of hard work every year on doing that, and I hope you guys keep it up. Thank you.
Thank you, Rick. Ken?
Same thing you guys on the breakfast. I thought people really enjoy that. It's a nice service you provide to everybody.
Matt? Okay, thank you. Katie, do you have anything for us at this time?
Not tonight, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Rodden?
I do. Couple of things. Real quick here. So to start us off, we do have, if you've noticed, there are probably some advertising on this already. There's a legislative forum coming up at the Technical College on November 23rd. And that's scheduled for 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So if you don't have that on your calendar, you get that. The other thing that'll be coming forward beyond our calendar that we know about is December 19th, we're going to have our annual Christmas party. We'll have that at the usual place. More details coming forward on that here pretty soon. I'd like to thank the Rotary for, hey, I got free lunch, you know, I'd have to work for it here today, do the presentation, it's always good to talk to them.
Pay mileage.
Yeah, you have to go downstairs, it's a long way to travel to get on down there. Recently, both Brian Squirreleader and I both attended a conference down in Wichita. A couple of things that are kind of dominating the news there as far as the power industry goes is one is we're probably going to see more restrictions on power plants as far as emissions go. Probably going to affect gas and coal, especially coal more than anything else. That's going to be a long legislative battle once again. It'll work its way through the House and Senate and eventually through the presidency, but that is coming our way. Also, there are 2 new wind farms that I know are being proposed here in the state of Kansas, and it looks like they will be coming on board either 2016 or 2017, and we'll probably express some interest either through KMDA or some other organization about perhaps purchasing wind power through either one of those. They look pretty attractive price right now from what I've seen. So that's going to be a possibility. So on the one side, of course, you have the legislation on the coal and gas, but then the other side, you have probably more wind power in response to that. So it's kind of both good news and bad news on that. So one of the other things I want to talk about tonight, I know that Lynn Miller and Parks and Rec are working on a grant proposal for perhaps replacing the light building, so-called light building, as we call it out at the Chautauqua Park. And I'd like Lynn to kind of report on what her folks are up to as far as how they go about that. That, if you don't know, that building's been in disrepair for quite some time. And we talk about a number of different ways to replace and repair that, and I think she's got a pretty good idea of what she wants to do. So is Lynn here tonight? There she is right there. Okay, go ahead, Lynn.
Recently, I had an opportunity to meet with a consultant with the Dane Hansen Foundation. Actually was with the tree, the State Forestry Department. What we started talking about was our building and that I would like to replace it. He encouraged me to go ahead and make up the proposal and put it in. I also got to talk to a lady who is employed through the Dane Hansen Foundation, and so she gave me some pointers. So we have been working on a proposal. It's not near ready, but I wanted the council and the mayor to understand that we're doing this because we're going to need council and the mayor's support. Financially, we don't have any idea yet. I'm trying to get some figures in to try to figure out what it's going to cost. If we're going to do it, we'd like to do it the right way and have it big enough for reunions and maybe wedding receptions, and have a kitchenette in it, have maybe propose a storm shelter since there's none down there anymore. So those are some things we're looking into, but I wanted you guys to be aware of it, so if you heard anything through the rumor mill, you'd know that we are working on it. Right now, it's just a concept. Yeah.
I'm assuming there's a cash match. Do you know the percentage of the cash match for that?
They don't state that. On their worksheet, it has in kind and what you're going to donate, I guess, what you're going to match. What we're trying to figure out is how much we can do as the in-kind work. And I would like to use our special parks. It's 12,000, but at least it's a start. But we're probably going to have some money because it's going to be quite the undertaking. I can't tell you any more because we don't have the figures.
Sounds like to me it's a good project, because the building is about to the end of its lifetime, I think.
Yeah.
So.
If you haven't seen it, I took some pictures the other day because it's not in very good shape. Yeah. The one, I mean, there's pros and cons to this, and one thing we're going to have to remember is that depending if, and I want everybody to hear that, we don't have a grant yet, but if we get the grant, depending on when we would get it and when the contractor could come in and work on it, there might be some scheduling conflicts with the lights. And there's going to be pros and cons to this. We can do kind of the demo and the dirt work, and the city can provide a lot of the work to it, but it's going to cost some stuff. So we will keep you informed. I just didn't want you guys to hear through the rumor mill before knowing that we were working on something and it wasn't proposed yet.
Are you thinking about a steel building or a wood building or masonry building? Or?
A prefab is what I call it. We would like the floor and stem walls to be cement so we can wash it out. We don't want to cause more work. We want to so that we can take care of it. Yeah.
I understand that.
Good project, Lynn. Thank you. Lynn, did you have some?
Yeah, a couple more things here as we go forward. In the last meeting, we had to make a decision on the K-14 project as far as accepting the one bid that we got. We decided after a pretty lengthy discussion to reject that because of the cost. And part of that discussion was centered on the price of concrete. Well, Mr. Abram here, who was a subcontractor as part of that bid, is here tonight, and he would like to address the council, I think, about his perspective on where the concrete price was. And I think he's here. I think Paul is he back here? And yeah, there he is, standing in the back. So go ahead, Paul. You got the floor here for whatever you need to kind of explain what was going on there.
I'm not trying to pull anything, I'm not trying to hide anything. Here's my bid, and here's how I figured it. If you guys wanna look at it, you're welcome to.
Why don't you just go read it off for us, so that way we won't have to pass it around.
There's cement cost, sand cost, rock, admixture cost, our normal margin, fee for KDOT, 5% loss, 10% profit, $3 for miscellaneous, a $20 discount, you add back in if you pay it on time, and $2 for testing. That's all it is.
Paul, what was, I understand it's higher than what they originally thought, but has concrete gone up, or is just, they didn't figure it right, or what?
2 days ago, Salina called me, we visited a little bit, and I said, hey, what are you guys charging for state mud? He had, I didn't bring it with me, but it was some bridge they just bid in Salina about the same time. I beat them by 7 cents. They got cheaper sand than I do, they got cheaper rock than I do, they got cheaper cement than I do. They probably double or triple my volume. I've got 4 plants, they got 1. I got 18 ready mix trucks, they got 13. I got 8 loaders, they got 2.
But did the state just underestimate, Paul, what the, I'm not thinking you're gouging anybody, I'm just wondering if the state
If you read that, the state said to accept the bid. They said they don't think it is a gouge.
Oh, I don't.
And not my price, but the bid. And the reason you're not getting any bids goes right back to KDOT. They have treated their suppliers and their contractors like criminals in the last 20 years. And I'm done with, you can tell them, I'm done with them. I wasn't gonna bid the job at Glen Elder. I called my man up at Downs. He said he would do it, he'd work it. Or I wouldn't have bid that. I didn't bid the bridge 4 miles east of Randall, and that went more than double. Double the estimate. You can't work with them. And KDOT knows they have a problem in District 2. They're trying to fix it, but they're not fixing it fast enough. And nobody wants to work here. Everybody's pulled out. Yeah, District 3 starts at the county line, Osborne to Colorado, probably do everything that they want up there. There's no, they work with you instead of fighting you. These people out of Bell will fight you.
Well, it's obviously not your fault.
But like I say, if you wanna look at the bid, here it is. I'm not hiding anything.
Well, there's other things in the bid that was, I think, worth the citizens. But I like you, I appreciate you coming in and
Yeah.
visiting with us.
You're welcome.
Go ahead, do you have anything?
All right, yeah, sort of following up on the K-14, we had a question about the liability, because, you know, we've seen that area sort of deteriorating out here, and I was talking with Stuart Porter today about that, and I know he was in contact with KDOT. I think Stuart's here today. But did you hear any more about from them on that potential liability issue? Or
Yes and no.
Okay.
KDOT said that the responsibility would be the cities to maintain the box culvert that's in question. Having said that, she provided the document that she was referring to that she says put the responsibility on the city, and I'm not sure that that is actually the case. So I will be forwarding it to Katie tomorrow. So I don't have anything more to report, but I'm not.
Well, that is K-14, Kansas Highway 14, State of Kansas Highway.
Correct, but the city of Beloit receives a payment every year for the maintenance of that stretch of highway from, I can't tell you the exact, but it's the area within the city limits, basically. So the city gets a payment to maintain that highway, and then the city or the thought process is that the city uses those dollars as matching dollars when KDOT has CLINK grants and geometric improvement grants to improve those highways.
In other words, that money just can go for this highway. And
Well, I don't know how the city earmarks those dollars, but it is, those dollars would be intended to be used to maintain the highways within the city limits.
Stuart, is that stretch in the city limits?
Well, actually, I say city limits, it's generally bounded by the city limits. The boundary is actually a quarter-mile north of Pizza Hut, and then it snakes its way through town, and then it's somewhere down by the city limits on the south end of town.
South Lawn down
Okay. So any other questions about them before we, that's where we're at now. We'll look at that document and see what we've done on that, so. Okay. Yeah, one last thing. You notice that the council packets were not delivered until Saturday morning because basically, make a long story short, the police had an incident Friday night that took a while to get through, this potential violent situation, so that occupied their time. And that's really kind of the second time in the past couple of months that's happened. Friday nights tend to be a little bit busy for the police because, well, it's Friday night, and it's hard to control that. So anyway, what I would propose as far as the packet delivery and all that goes in the future, I mean, we've had I think it's a longstanding tradition to have the police deliver that, so, but sometimes, like I said, that can fall through. So I would say rather than having the packets printed and have them available here, is that as the staff has them printed, we take them up to the police department up there at the LEC and have them there ready for them. We're usually between 4 and 5 o'clock, usually on Friday afternoon, if all things go right and we got everything under control, we can get it up there. If they don't have if they get called out during that time period, you feel free to come up and get them, or wait for them to be delivered on Saturday or whatever your choice is. So that way.
why can't we have the staff in here? Take an hour off of their work, use a city vehicle, and drive to our house and put it in.
You do that too, whether police or somebody else, or.
That's the way, I make a motion, we do that.
What time are those usually prepared?
We prepare them throughout the day. We try to get them by 4 o'clock, so, I give you between 4 and 5, you're ready to go. So the idea of the PD is.
I'd like to know how many here I'm gonna start using my tablet. I know Lloyd's using an iPad. How many here would be willing to use a tablet? And then that's gonna cut them way down to.
Are these prepared just in a Word file?
Yeah, or a PDF, we turn to, you know.
Why
which-
couldn't we
yeah.
just have them email?
They can't, they
Well, we
should.
do, we do.
I get
People
an
who
email.
do,
I get
yeah.
an
We do our email list and do
That's
that.
how, you can take me off the list, Mandy, because I'm gonna.
Yeah, just email me mine.
Yeah,
I'll pull
Lloyd
it
got
up
an
on the
iPad from
computer.
us and.
I want a hard copy so I can carry it with me.
Right,
Keep
and so,
preface.
yeah, and that's the way, I know, Tony, you
I
want a
prefer
hard copy.
paper,
You want
so-
paper there too, so, and Rick, I know you want the paper copy of that too, so we're gonna have 3 people. Because I know Lloyd's been getting the iPad and, you know, he gets it emailed to him. The beauty of that is you get it before it's actually printed off, because when she's done with it, she uploads that, emails it out, and then it takes a while to print, so that's actually available first. Matt, I don't know how you get yours, I don't know if you.
I can go online, or I can,
Go online,
I like
either
the
way.
reminder at my desk.
Yeah.
Well, if you get it emailed to you, you can still print it out at home.
Right.
Sure, yeah, you can do that, or however you want to do it.
So I think it's a pretty costly thing to, I don't know how much time it takes for our staff here to do all that, but I imagine
It
it's
takes
a
a
lot
while.
of paper wasted.
Yeah, it takes all Friday basically to prepare it. I mean, by the time we get all said and done, that's what we do on the Friday.
Well, looks like you're down to 3.
We're down, yeah, we're down to 3 that would do that, which is
We're
fine.
gonna cut it one more, man, you, I'll
Yeah.
just go with the email that you send me, and I'll print mine off. So that'll save you another one. But I would like to keep the notebook.
All right.
Yeah, all right, yeah, okay. All representation and all that. So just think, I mean, they're open 24/7, so once we get them up there, you know, if you call and said, hey, are we available? No, they're on a call, you go up and pick them up, or wait for them to deliver to you Friday or Saturday.
If you wanna have the staff then just go ahead and deliver those 3.
Yeah, well, I mean, we yeah.
And then that way Dave doesn't have, it's off his plate.
Okay.
And then it doesn't, I mean, I'm sure at times that it's not an issue, but when it's an issue, it's an issue.
Right, and it seems to be more that's happening to them for whatever reason, and that's completely unpredictable, that's police work, and you don't know what's gonna happen, but that has to take precedent over anything else.
Well, really, the police force, that's what they're supposed to do.
That's like
In the
that.
city, they're not delivery boys.
Right, and I'm not sure when that happened, I mean, a lot of cities still do that, but some of them don't, you know, but we've had apparently tradition of doing that in the past, so.
If you get in a bind, call me, I'll help.
No, yeah, okay, all right.
I heard Dave requested that when we hired him.
I think that predates me. So I'm not sure when we started, but you know, we've had that.
Well, I think it's only 3 now, though.
Yeah, okay, we cut that down, maybe sooner or later we can get everybody that way, so anyway. Sounds like a plan.
Okay, we got a plan.
All right.
Thank
Good. Love it when it comes together. All right.
Next item on the agenda this evening is a public hearing, leveling assessments for North Campus Edition, Silver Fox Estates. Excuse me.
We have one page here right after our comments and things, Dave Porter's report. I'd like to make a statement on that, if I may.
Yes.
He went in, signed up to make a statement to the council as a public hearing, and he was instructed how to do it. He was told to go in, put his name on the paper, put his voting address down, his phone number, and leave the comment blank, and then sign his name and leave. That's exactly what he did. The person that told him to do it is me.
Okay.
And now wait, let me have a chance, I still got the
Go
floor. Okay? It said here that he was requested to say what he was gonna say, and he denied it. Glenn, did you put that in there?
Did I, in the notes?
Did you print this?
Yeah. I think you're,
Who talked to him and he denied it?
at the front desk, Amy did. I think you're talking about 2 different things.
No, I'm talking about this.
Right, but if he wants to talk about the public hearing, you can recognize that you don't, what he's requesting is
No,
public
this here,
comment.
I'm talking about this right here, what you
Right,
did.
yeah. In the public comment, you have to put your subject, because if it's on the agenda, it can't conflict with that.
He done what a councilman told him to do.
So
Okay,
Bob, we
I
have
didn't
a
know that.
policy in place that covers that it has to be on there.
Right.
That's the
Okay.
policy in place that's been in place.
Have we ever broke any rules here? Have we ever broke any codes? Have we ever broke this? I request, and I will make a motion, that we give Dave Porter a chance to address the council. I will make a motion.
Just a second.
I will make a motion. Now, you gotta ask for a second.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion that we let David Porter speak, got a second by Matt, now it's back to comments. There's reasons we try not to break rules, we try to keep everything consistent, because then the next time somebody else comes in, we have to let them do it because we let the other guy. So why do we have any rules at all?
Well, I understand that.
Yeah, I know, but
we
hey, I
have
got a
no
motion on the
rules.
floor. Any other comments?
Yeah, but we.
Those in
first-
favor of letting David Porter speak, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. David, have at her. You got 5 minutes.
Come on up, Dave.
It'll only take 30 seconds.
Well, thank you. You're welcome to take 5.
I'll speak slowly.
I got the timer running here.
Well, I was approached by Bob Peterson several weeks ago, asked if I was willing to serve on the city council. As I'm a current resident in the Fourth Ward, I told him I would think about it. After much thought and contemplation, I told him that I would volunteer to serve after Mayor Charlene Abel's term. Therefore, I wish to announce to the rest of the city council and those in the Fourth Ward that I'm willing to complete her term and serve as a representative. Thank you.
Thanks, David.
Congress,
But see, here's my point. Why couldn't have that been just put on there, then we wouldn't have had this
Glenn
discussion?
wouldn't let him talk anyway.
Yeah.
I've heard him make comments about it.
Well,
But
I'll agree
now,
to disagree
now,
with you,
I
Bob.
want to say, I would like to make another motion that the council put him on the council and have him sworn in to next meeting. I'd like to have.
What's our procedure for this? Do we have a procedure? I think we have a.
Yeah, I think it was.
I'm not against it,
Expression
but
of
there's
interest.
a protocol we have in place that we use, Bob.
Well, I'm making a
Isn't there,
motion.
Glenn? Because I remember the last time we went through.
Yeah, you have to fill out the expression of interest form for that.
Yeah.
Well, he can do it if we
he
get him,
fills
if
it
we
out,
vote
then
him in
it's-
on the council, he can do that.
Yeah, you gotta do that first, though. Yeah, you have to fill out the expression of interest form, and that comes to the council.
Well, I didn't.
Okay.
You ran as a write-in.
But yeah, I wouldn't.
I was a write-in.
Right, yeah, you weren't appointed.
Mr. Mayor, if he does that according to protocol,
Then we can put him in, I'm sure, at the next meeting.
we could still at the next meeting.
Yeah.
So that's.
Yeah, we're not saying we're not doing it,
that's
but
no-
let's
that's
follow.
no- Not an issue.
Okay.
The protocol is all I'm asking.
Dave, go in and fill out the paper and come to the next meeting and we'll have Amanda swear you in. And we'll put your chair back up. Thank
Anything
you.
else, Bob?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, public hearing. Levying assessments for North Campus Edition, Silver Fox Estates, Cooper's Second Edition, subdivision, North Campus Edition for metal street poles and lights. Is there any comments? Is there any comments for the public hearing? Yes.
Yeah, I have a question about, I was reading in the paper, my name is Justin Rexroad, I live up there at 229 East 20th, I'm the first house, what I believe is North Campus, if I have the right map. But I believe in block 8, which is the block I live in, there's lots 1, 2, 3, 4, and then on the south side, there's 5, 6, 7, and 8, and 9. And I own 7, where I put up a metal building. And there's a proposal to put light poles there. There's currently one there and then 1, 2 lots down. And I'm curious why we're taking the ones out that are there. I understand everywhere else where there are no light poles. I'm just curious on those. Lot 7 was the only one that affects me personally, but I wasn't sure why that was included.
Glenn, can you?
Yeah, I don't know, are we taking one out?
Yeah.
Ronnie, I don't think we're out.
The only thing we're taking out right there eventually is those old wooden poles that.
I think it's a black metal one right now. Seen
Yeah, I
the
think
base.
they're, as far as I know, they're staying. There is some wooden poles there. Eventually, when that gets underground on further west, those will be coming out.
Right. So I guess my question would be, why would lot 7 be included on block 8? Unless that's changed and I
I think
misread it.
I can answer that. We talked about this the last meeting, was how to determine the size of that improvement district. We excluded all of the properties along Walnut, and then on around the corner there, 24, I think Roadside Park is excluded, if I remember right, and along Hersey. Mr. Bloss's property is excluded. You know, it's up to you guys to determine the size of that improvement district. Glenn and I just came up with, you know, some sort of dividing line, and I didn't know how else to do that. I just excluded everything along Walnut, which excludes one of his lots, but not the other. So,
The two lots the house is built on, but not the other.
right. So
I
that's,
could understand if there wasn't a light pole there, I guess that's
Okay,
my first start.
you got this lot here and then the one west of you.
Correct.
Okay. Well, can't you just add that to the lot on the east side and he wouldn't have to
I actually thought we
charge
might
for
have
that
done
lot
that.
where that metal building is?